Caleb. So, all right, thank you very much. So yeah, welcome to Veilcast. My name is Chitolumide. So it's awesome to have you on this call. I have heard so much about you from Emily, and it's really nice to be talking to you right now. So let's do a bit of introduction, all right? So let's introduce ourselves. I already introduced myself. My name is Chitolumide. I'm a data scientist, and I'm a writer, technical writer. So I happen to run Veilcast as a podcast. So I just, share content about technology, life in general, and, just put out content there for developers to just watch and, learn. And any person can just, just watch and just gain something from it. So let's get started. So Caleb, let's talk. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, I'm Caleb Kaiser. I'm a software engineer at Comet. I work on our research team, so I do a lot of the early stage development of new features. And previous to this, I was on the founding team of a company called Cortex, which is an ML infrastructure startup that got acquired by Databricks this year.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much. So let's talk to Dhruv. Let him introduce himself too. Hello, Dhruv.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Dhruv. I'm a data scientist at Comet. I was the first data scientist at Comet. I do pretty much anything and everything related to data. So that includes R&D, product, a little bit of marketing, customer success. Wherever we need a data scientist, I'm usually the one that's replying to that call. And before this, I used to be a research engineer at IBM.
Oh, wow. IBM. Nice. That's awesome. So thank you very much. And this is going to be a very interactive session where we can all, just talk and just ease up the old tension and everything. So please be free and, let's enjoy you. So I'll be asking the questions and, all of us can just discuss about it and just flow with it. So the first thing I'll be asking is, how did you get into tech? So I want you to talk, then Caleb will also talk. How did you get into tech? What were you doing before? And, just walk us through your whole tech journey, because mine was very rough. Like it was crazy. Like, yeah. So how did you get into tech?
Should I start? You want to start?
No, you can go first.
Okay, I'll fire us off. Sure. My tech journey is in some ways kind of straightforward. I was writing code as a kid. I didn't wind up going to school for it. I wound up going to school for art. And while I was there, I did some digital art. I got out of school and I stayed tech adjacent. I was working on some growth and some marketing stuff, but mostly for tech companies and kind of leveraging my ability to write code and do engineering. And then I sort of fell back in love with it in my early 20s, sounds like 21, 22. And we went back into it and haven't looked back.
Wow. So basically you started your journey as a digital artist, right?
Sorry?
I said basically you started off your journey as a digital artist.
Yeah.
So that means you can draw a lot, like that means you can draw.
I do digital art because I can't draw.
Oh, you did digital, but you can't draw.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. If I could draw, anyway. I would draw or do paintings instead, probably.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So Dhruv, let's hear your own journey too. How did you get into tech?
Like Caleb, my background was not in like CS or software engineering or anything like that.
Okay.
Like I did undergrad and grad school in mechanical engineering.
Okay.
So yeah, like I mean, I had a technical background, but I'd done programming at a very like surface level. And I was basically like on track to getting a PhD in mechanical engineering. I was like trying to study like micro nanoscale like device physics. I was interested in like clean energy. So how can you like build better solar cells, like that kind of thing. And like a brief stint right after my undergrad in the research lab where I like it was in like on the outskirts of New York, like upstate New York, where during the winter I would go into the lab and it would be bright outside, the sun would be up, and then I would be spending the whole day in a windowless room running experiments. And I would come out of the lab and it would be dark. And then I was like, I don't think I can do this for the rest of my life. So
okay.
That's what like prompted me to switch into like machine learning and like data science and stuff. Like, so I had like some Python programming experience, and I sort of leaned in very hard into like growing that. So that's sort of how I transitioned. The nice thing was I was working at IBM Research, which is like a great place to like learn things, because like you're surrounded by people who know a whole bunch of things. So I had a lot of people that could really help me get into ML.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I really love your journey, and I like it's really interesting. It's really interesting. The fact that you wanted to go for your PhD is like the height of it all. I can't even see myself trying to go for my PhD. Like I can't. The thing is looking very scary. Like I'm sorry. Like, but to me, the thing is something that is looking really difficult, and is scaring me somehow. So, anyways, we'll get to the bridge and we'll know if we're going to cross it or not. All right. So yeah, thank you so much. So the next question I'll be asking is how do you guys get into Comet? Because I have worked with Emily for a while now, and she is really awesome. I loved the way she works, and our communication is like top notch. So I'd like to know, how do you guys hear about Comet? And just let's talk about Comet for the viewers to understand what we all do at Comet.
Yeah, sure. And I guess this would be 2018. I was at a company called AngelList, and I was trying to move into machine learning. And I had sort of fallen in love with it, and I started doing research in it on my own. And I joined the founding team of the company Cortex, but I was still very new to the field and didn't know a whole lot. And Comet's CEO, Gideon, he just happened to also live in New York, and through some mutual people, he offered to give me a little mentorship, a little guidance, save my skin a little bit. And then, we stayed friends, and some years later, I asked him for a job, and he was nice enough to say yes.
Oh, wow. Awesome. So, what's like your experience so far working with Comet? Like, can you just just a summary of your experience so far? Is this awesome? Like, do you guys like test out new tools every day? And what are the tools like you get to work with? You are a powerful person. You're an engineer. Like, you have all the power in the world. The power of writing your codes and everything. So, how has been your experience so far? Working with Comet.
Mostly working with Dhruv is phenomenal. I wake up every day and I think, how can I maneuver my work to involve Dhruv more? And as far as the technical stuff, there's nothing more exciting. So I love working on developer tools in general.
Okay.
Data science, I think in the sort of realm of developer tools and software infrastructure, data science and machine learning is the most exciting niche to me, because it really is a new field of engineering. And so there's a lot of decisions are being made for the first time right now. And we're facing a lot of problems that don't have good answers in terms of, what does good UX look like for data science? What is the right way to do something in machine learning? And obviously we've got a lot of input from our community, which is super helpful, and a lot of creativity from the team. And it's just an exciting place.
All right, thank you so much. So let's hear from Dhruv. So Dhruv, let's hear from you. How did you hear about Comet and your experience so far working with Comet?
Like, I was basically looking at the time. Yeah, this was around 2018. So I guess like kind of similar to Caleb. I was like looking for a much smaller place to work at. Like IBM is like a huge org, so it really didn't feel like I was like moving the wheels or the needle or whatever you want to call it forward very much. So I was like really trying to find a much smaller place, like a startup, some sort of machine learning startup to work at. So I was like blanket applying, and then I don't know, I may have applied to Comet. I don't remember, but one day like Gideon, our CEO, reached out to me and he said like, hey, we're building this thing, a product for like data scientists. Do you want to come talk about it? And yeah, I sat down. I spoke to Gideon. He like explained what Comet does. It's an experiment tracking tool, and like immediately when he explained to me what the tool does, like this light bulb went off in my head. I was like, yeah, this is so obvious. We need to build something like this for ML team. Like, all the problems that Comet was trying to solve, I had like, run into them while trying to build models at IBM.
Okay.
Like model management, experiment tracking hyperparameters, source code, all that stuff. I was using a spreadsheet, and that's not a good way to do ML experimentation. So when he explained to me what the product did, like I was immediately on board, and I was like, sign me up. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for answering the question honestly. So the next question I'll be asking, Dhruv, I want you to like, answer it first because I'd like to hear from you first. Okay. So what do you do for fun? All right. So aside, coding, trying to like read more on data science, because data science is a very relatively new field and there are still so many areas that needs to be covered. I know, and I'm sure you know because you tried your PhD one time. So I know you are someone that read wide, obviously. With the way you look and your glasses and everything, I know you are someone that loves reading. So what do you do for fun aside from aside coding and stuff? So what do you do for fun? Because I'm really interested in what you do for fun. Yeah.
For fun? So I like music a lot.
You like music? Wow. What genre of music do you listen to?
It's pretty like, I mean, I'll listen to anything. But usually like if you look at my Spotify, it's usually like a mix of like hip hop, jazz, funk.
Okay, so hip hop,
Yeah.
right? So who's like your best artist, or you just listen to anybody?
Right as of right now, who's my
Your favorite,
right now? I mean, Kendrick Lamar has been pretty good.
What do you say?
The new Kendrick Lamar album. Oh, that was you.
All right, thank you very much. So let's talk to Caleb. Although I'll still come back to you, like I still need to ask you some other questions, but let's hear from Caleb. So Caleb, what do you do for fun? You seem to be someone that maybe eat the gym or something. I don't know. I'm just guessing. So, but what do you do for fun, Caleb?
I rock climb a lot.
Okay. Because I can see those muscles popping out from the shirt, like.
Oh, it's just a very tight shirt. Yeah, the muscles are very small.
Okay, no wonder. Okay.
But I'm from Kentucky. There's a lot of rocks. I like to climb on them as a kid. Still do it now.
Wow.
But music as well. Yeah, I play a little guitar. I'm very bad at it. I think Dhruv plays guitar and is very good at it. So
he didn't mention it actually.
He did not mention it.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. So no problem. Thank you very much. So now, the next question I would like to talk about. So we can start with you, Caleb. So how do you handle burnout? What can be so hectic, coupled with life, family, friends, and everything. I'm sure you work 8 hours per day, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So maybe you resume 8 a.m. in the morning and you get off work by 4 p.m. So how do you balance this whole thing, and how do you handle burnout? Because burnout is really, really inevitable. Like nowadays, everybody's tired. The whole situation of things is crazy. So how do you balance everything and handle burnout? I personally, I tend to just zone off. I will go and sleep. And sometimes I just stay online on socials, just watch comedy and, just laugh and sleep. Then, come back alive again, film. So basically that's the way I do my own thing. But I'm interested in hearing about yours.
Yeah. So in terms of preventing burnout, a lot of it for me comes down to the team. I've definitely been in positions before where I've been burned out. It's never happened at Comet because the culture here is really strong around that topic in particular. So anytime I'm feeling overworked, or I mean, this just happened recently, I can always message someone on my team and let them know I need the day off, or I'm feeling, you know, extremely worn out, and everyone, you know, our priority is doing good work, and we're solving such hard problems that it doesn't help us to have someone exhausted and burned out putting in an extra couple hours, because it doesn't matter. You know, we're not just checking tasks off a list. So so the whole team's really proactive about running it, and that's the biggest part for me.
All right, thank you very much. So Drew, sorry, please, can you just, you know, answer the question and tell us how you handle burnouts too? You know, let's hear from you.
Yeah, I think like, I mean, in terms of like preventing, like Caleb said, team is like pretty important. Like, and I mean, and I know this can vary across organizations. Like some or not had like, you know, that worked out. Like, thankfully, like we're at a place that people like kind of like that.
Okay.
Like, you know, I mean, it's a startup. There's always work to be done. But being like communicative with your team, like letting them know, listen, like, you know, well, I would have to really push myself, you know, beyond where I'm comfortable to get something done. Just like letting people know, and like, you know, allowing them to support you helps a lot. And then in terms of like personally, like, you know, in trying to zone out or whatever, I try to like more and more like just not have my phone anywhere near me, because if I get on Twitter, it's a like void. I'm gone. Like
Okay.
So
okay. All right. Thank you very much. So sorry, you look like an Indian. Are you an Indian? Sorry.
Oh, me? Yeah. I mean,
I thought you meant me.
Oh, no. No, you don't look like an Indian. No. All right. Thank you very much. So now, we're gradually coming to the end of the whole thing, because I'm trying to, like, you know, make all of us feel relaxed, you know, just talk and just vibe on the whole call thing. So one last thing I'd love to ask is, what's your advice for out there trying to like get started in tech? Because it's quite overwhelming. But this time I want you to like come at people that I aspire to become data scientists. All right. So I have lots of people out there sending me DMs and just reaching out to me that, okay, Olumide, to like I want to get into data science. I don't have any idea about tech. I don't have any idea about data analysis. I don't have talk less of data science and machine learning. So what's your advice for someone trying to like get started? You know, you are a pro at this and you have been in it for a while. So definitely you should, well, we all make mistakes. So definitely you will have made some mistakes, and, you know, possibly have some corrections and some things something that you would not want someone to like, you know, do when starting up their own tech career. So what are these things? I would love if you can just highlight a few out of it.
Caleb, do you want to go first?
Sure. I'll get us going. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not a data scientist, but I can speak to software engineering more specifically.
Okay.
Yeah, I think when we're talking about getting your first job, right? Not how you do things when you're a little bit more senior.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So I think I think for your first job, I'm trying to think of a good way to phrase this. I think being flexible and understanding that this niche, this career is a long journey. It's a long progression. No matter where you're starting isn't where you're going to end up. It's easy to put pressure on yourself, I think, when you're first trying to break in, thinking like, you know, I need to get this internship at Google so that I can then, you know, level up, and I'm going to get, you know, this certain starting salary as a junior, and et cetera, et cetera. And I think the reality is, you know, being a little opportunistic, taking the opportunity to learn. I know that sounds like I'm saying just take any job in the world. That's not it. But I just mean taking the pressure off yourself and treating this as a skill that you want to learn and master and have fun in its own right, and keeping your horizons open in terms of opportunities.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Caleb, for that. Thank you. Because I have had cases where people are like under pressure. They just started in tech and they're already making projections of making like maybe 5 to like 10K per month, and they are not deeply rooted in the whole thing. So once they find out that okay, they can't make this kind of money, they get bored and they just give up easily. So thank you for your comments. So I'm sure people out there that are passing through this or probably trying to get started in tech will really understand how the whole thing works now. You might be here today, but you can be there tomorrow. So, all right, cool. Thank you very much. So let's hear from Drew. So, like, what's your advice out there? What's the advice you're putting out there?
Yeah, I can probably speak a little bit about, becoming a data scientist. So as you know, like machine learning, data science is like a very vast field. There's a lot to learn out there. And I think it can be very easily become overwhelming when you're starting out because there's so much to cover, and it can be sort of uncertain like where you should start. Usually what I like tell people, pick just a few core things to sort of focus on, and just block out all the other noise. Like you don't have to be an expert on like neural networks, graph neural networks, computer vision, NL, like all of that to get a job. But you do need to have like some of the basics covered. So do like be comfortable with Python, like spend time on that. There are a lot of courses, but like usually don't try to cover every course. There's like if there's probably 1 or 2 like popular ones like Coursera or Udemy, like that's probably just like the only one you really need to do. Then like again, like with the machine learning and data science, like just start with like the very, very basic algorithms and sort of understand like how to evaluate an algorithm, because that will not change. Like it doesn't matter if it's a neural network or like a simple classification model, how you evaluate the model, that process is going to be very like quite similar like across the board. So like those focus on like more fundamental skills and don't like sort of get caught up in all the variety and like details. And like that's sort of like how you can build a good foundation, and then you can slowly acquire skills like on top of that, because otherwise you'll just be like spinning around in circles.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you, Drew, for that. So with this, we have come to the end of the whole session. So I'd love to really appreciate you for taking your time to join the call. I'm sure we're in different time zones, yeah, obviously. So sorry, what time is it over there?
So I'm currently in New York, so it's 3 p.m. So not so bad.
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay, 3 p.m. Because currently now, okay, the time in.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, what's the time in your time zone? Sorry.
Oh, it's 8 p.m. here.
8 p.m. Wow. So this really means a lot to me. Thank you so much for joining this call, because currently it is 8 p.m. here too. So I think we're on the same time zone. So yeah, I'm in Nigeria actually. So
me too.
Yeah, so thank you very much for joining the call. Yeah, I'm in Nigeria. So thank you so much for joining this call. I really appreciate you for coming on this call and sharing your experience, and giving a word of advice to everybody watching this right now. And I'm sure whether anybody watching this, maybe they're in the morning, night, or afternoon, they will have learned 1 or 2 from this call. And I'm sure this goes a long way to help upcoming developers and already developing guys in the world of tech. So thank you so much, and I'll talk to you next time. So bye, Caleb. Bye, Drew. Thank you very much.
See ya.
Thank you for having us. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you.